Hi, welcome back to the channel. This episode we will look at the week ending 5th February 2022. What happened this week? The same week that Facebook lost about 26%, the same week that Snapchat lost about 30% and gained over 50%, the same week that Google skyrocketed and Amazon saved the day for tech and social media. However, we will start with S&P 500 and the Nasdaq. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq rose beginning of the week, only to drop, was it on Thursday or so, but ended the week higher 1.5% for the S&P. For the Nasdaq, I think it's about 2.4% to end the week. What a wonderful week is it? But the focus on this week episode is to look at some stocks. These are like popular stocks that are, if you check online, I think it's actually popular during the lockdown, and a lot of young investors, new investors, day traders, all focus on these stocks. You would know by what you see on either on Instagram or on TikTok, on YouTube. There are a lot of young people who invested in these stocks. These stocks, most of them or all of them, are actually trading below 200-day moving average. And you know what that means? These stocks are trending downward. There is no big deal when stocks are trading below 200-day moving average. It is not uncommon to even value stocks and all that. However, you need to be sure that they are not falling knife. There's a difference between a downward trading stock and a falling knife. A downward trading stock can upturn with a bullish trend and go higher. But a falling knife, it just means that this stock is just continue to go down. Now, is there anything you can do to a downward trading stocks? If you have done your valuation and you know that these stocks are value, or the fundamentals are right, or it is just maybe because of earnings or because of one thing or the other, don't forget that short-time volatility is not something you should make an hasty decision. What I mean is short-time market movement. However, do your valuation, recheck them to see if you may need to buy more to dollar cost average down so that you can have an average of it. No one is perfect and no one sure knows what is going to happen tomorrow, but once you check the fundamentals of these stocks and you do your valuation, you should be on the right path. These stocks, I also own some of these stocks, and I will start listing them, starting with Alibaba. Actually, when I got Alibaba, I started buying Alibaba at 250. Yes, Alibaba is about 122 today, more than 50% down. Alibaba, Baidu, Zoom. I own Zoom in my portfolio, as well as Twilio. I own Twilio too. In fact, recently I got out on PayPal. I never got interested in Square anyway, but stocks like HC, stocks like Palantir, DocuSign, Solo, FSR, Quantascope, including CRM. There are quite a number of them. There are even a lot of them in the EVs. However, what you need to do is to reevaluate them. Once you reevaluate them and you're sure that they are not falling knife, then you can average down. You can buy some more to average down your cost. But be sure you have reevaluate before you average down. Stocks are very popular online, and especially with the young new traders. Some of them have lost 50%, 70%. Some of them have lost as much as 80%. Let's have a look at the chart. Let's see how they are trading. Let's see their prices and to see what we can get from price action on these stocks. We are looking at Alibaba. Guys, I started buying Alibaba when it was at the price of I think around was it around I think around 250. It got up to 319, and ever since then, I was date of on the 26th, then 2020. Ever since then, Alibaba has been on a downward trending. See, I've actually built this months ago. Let me just remove this. You can see it well. Alibaba from that period, Alibaba has actually lost about how many percent? Let me draw this and see. Alibaba has dropped 65. Okay, as of date, Alibaba has dropped 62% from that high, which is the 52. Um, I think it's over a year now, so it's more than 52 week high. The 52-week high here is 274. But Alibaba got to that point with me in it. So you can understand. Um, that's for Alibaba. But I want you guys to note to see something. This this chart would look alike. You would see the same pattern for most of these stocks. They go very high and then they start falling. And you can see, in fact, I, let me just draw this so you see very well. You can see, see, you see, you see. In fact, let me put it here. As you can see, it's a downward. I wouldn't call Alibaba a falling knife because of the Jack Ma issue with the Xi Jinping or so. Anyway, let's look at the other ones. Let's look at Baidu. Exactly the same thing. Look at Baidu, but I actually I started buying Baidu at I think it was around 200 or so. Yeah, not that high. But then you can see. Let's check. Baidu from its 354 high, Baidu has lost um that's the 52-week high. Baidu has lost, come on, Baidu has lost 54% of its market value. The price has lost 54%. 54, guys. It's a lot. And I'm still holding it because I believe these are value stocks. These are temporary, short-time issue with the Chinese government. Chinese has a way of doing their own things, and I'm not going to start getting into politics with the American. No, I'm not choosing side. So anyway, let's look at the next one. Yeah, okay, this is Etsy. Etsy, okay, Etsy is not actually below 200-day moving average, but it's very close to 200 moving day average. Let's look at what the stock has lost from its high to date. Has lost 46%. The 52-week high is 307. Guys, it's a lot. It's a lot. These stocks they've dropped a lot. Can we look at the daily chart for this stock? You see, this looks more like, on a daily chart, it's obviously below 200-day moving average. This is daily chart. What we have been checking for Alibaba and Baidu so far, their weekly chart. So on the daily chart, you can see it's below 200. This is the 20-day moving average, 50-day moving average. This is 200-day moving average. So they can we check Alibaba again? Baidu on a daily chart, they're below 200-day moving average. Below 200-day moving average. We check Baba. Baba is obviously below 200-day moving average. Even that is a bit better. Look, I might just not want to call this a falling knife. I believe in Alibaba. I have done my valuation. I've seen, I checked fundamentals and all that. Actually, Alibaba, they have shown a bullish sign. However, this has to go above the 50-day moving average for me to begin to have some little hope. I actually average down. So my average cost now is about 170 or so on Alibaba. Can we check Doku sign? I don't have any Doku sign. This gap that you're looking at, this gap, with the way it's going, it will take for a long time. I think these are part of wood stocks and all that. I don't want to go into that as well. But let me just check from his high of 314. Let's go on a weekly chart. It's easier to check their from the 52-week high from the on a weekly chart rather than daily chart. Look at this. These stocks are lost as lost 63, 65%. 65%, guys. That's funny. Okay, this is PayPal. Oh my God, I actually got on PayPal recently. I just felt that I did some checks and all that. It was okay for me at the price I got it was it about 170 or so. I use PayPal to pay online all the time, and so I did my own metric, and what I did not realize is the earnings was going to be that bad. Anyway, well, I'm with them because I believe in their business. Okay, we check the what it has lost from its high. Look at it. Um, I think this is the high. Yeah, 60% from 310. 60%. People have lost 60%. Okay, look at Zoom. Look at Zoom. Zoom actually got up to 588. So from 588, which is the 52-week high, Zoom has lost 76%. 76%, guys. It's a lot. And trust me, I have Zoom. Unfortunately, we have Zoom in two of our funds, but the other ones have covered up for it because our funds are what we invest for people, and and all that, and people buy into our fund, and our funds are actually doing good return. This last year, some of our funds return as much as 15%, and the other one 12%. So anyway, let's look at which other stock did we mention? I don't want to go to the EV stocks now because they are just going to be look at these stocks. I know I didn't mention these stocks, but look at these stocks. Fastly, Fastly got as high as 136. Fastly is currently $26. Fastly, Fastly has lost 82.7% of its value from the high, from the 52-week high. 82%, guys. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Let's look at big commerce. Okay, some of these stocks are actually new. They're not that like this very one is you can see it doesn't have a lot on a weekly chart, but let's just mention measure this from its 52-week high, has lost 81%. 81%. You see, let's go back on here so you can see um, some similarity. Look at PayPal. You see, let me draw this. You see, it goes way high. Huh? And ever since then, what have we seen? This is similar to all these stocks. Look, guys, it's downward. It's downward. You see? What pattern can you see? Top top. Okay. Can we can we check Alibaba? Uh, Obviously, Alibaba is the same. Doku sign, the same pattern, up then down. Can we go on to okay? Can we even see this on a daily chart? Okay. Then let me go to some of the EVs I mentioned. I mentioned some of the EVs. I would um, let's look at stocks like the Palantir. Okay, let's look at stocks like Workhorse. Come on, I don't understand why people put money on Workhorse. What kind of fundamentals, you do that tells you to put money on this meme stock? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. It's, I'm afraid it's the falling knife. That's what I can qualify it. Nicola. I actually got Nicola initially. I think it was 2020 when we started hearing some, funny stuff about Nicola. That's when I sold my Nicola out at 55. Was it? Yes, I sold them out at 55 or so. Nicola actually got 93. I bought my first time I bought Nicola. I bought Nicola around 25. When I was around 55, I had some news that I wasn't happy. Maybe it was fraud or something dodgy about it. I sold them off. Now look at it from 93. That's a wow. Let me check this. Nicola has lost 87%. 87%. 87%. Can we look at? I mentioned quite FSR. FSR. Look at it. This stock was dead for a while. Then suddenly it chopped up, chopped up. Can we just check on the? Let me measure on the weekly. It got as high as 31. Now look at it, 66.5% of its value, market price has dropped. Can we look at it on the daily chart? Look at it on the daily chart. Similar stuff with the others. Right? They go, they shoot up higher, then you see, it's the same thing, the same pattern, it's the same pattern. Guys, be careful of these stocks. Be careful of them. Look at quantum scope from its now I think the high is 132. So let's go on weekly chart to actually see quantum scope. Quantum scope. Look at it. Has lost 88%, 88.2% of its guys. These stocks, I don't want to. Yeah, I know that they are into batteries, and all that electrification. Look, they're not making money yet. Their balance sheet is not it's zero. They're not doing anything. You get on this stock, it's a gamble, like you're gambling. Let's let's look at Neo. I didn't mention NEO earlier, but yeah, let's look at NEO. NEO got as high as 66,900. Now, where is NEO? NEO is actually not trading. Okay, let me check. NEO has lost 70.4%. Let's look at NEO on a daily chart. It's trading below 200-day moving average. It's the same, guys. The same. I don't want to go into plug power and all that. Guys, you need to be careful of all these stocks that meme stocks and all that. There was a stock, I saw there was a particular time people were talking about Kodak. I'm like, why are you going to put money in Kodak? I don't understand. There are a lot of stocks. You can do your research. If you can't do all these things, why don't you just put money in an ETF, index fund? You will get a good return. Look at Solo. Let's look at Solo on a weekly chart. So we're able to measure from its high. Solo got up to $13. Okay, it has not really gone too far. Let's say from its high, $13 down to where it is now, 85%. Guys, you see the same thing, the same pattern. They go high, then down. This could actually be a falling knife. I don't know what are these stocks are going, when they're going to come up back. I don't know, but this is more or less you put money in a basket, a leaking basket. There's this thing we call leaking algorithm, leaking bucket algorithm. Guys, it's not funny. I just smile, but yeah, it isn't funny. The SEC and then people in charge of this things need to look at how some stocks are done through sparks and then guys, we can go on and on and on and on. They're the same. Alien, they're the same thing. Lordstone, the same thing, same pattern, same pattern. That's yeah. It's not exclusive to EVs. There are a lot of vaccine, stocks as well. Some biopharmacy. There was this stock as well, SDGR. Let me check. SDGR has been a disaster for some time. SDG, the stock has just been falling ever since I even got to know it. SDGR. No, there was a time I heard Bill Gates invested in these stocks, and a lot of people were talking about it. Guess what, guy? Don't invest because they say Bill Gates or someone invests in it, or you won't know when they remove their fund. Look at it. Lost 78%. How many do you want to buy to average down on this? Guys, be careful. We have seen the price actions. We have seen the chart. Do your valuation. Reevaluate. If you need to buy more, average down. Otherwise, you know what to do. Be careful when you are getting stocks. Don't get FOMO. Don't buy stock because of FOMO. Because you see someone on YouTube saying this and that. Some people are just there to gather 1.5 million views, followers, just to make money on YouTube. They don't even care whether you are putting your hard-earned money on any of these stocks. Thank you for following our channel. We will continue to educate and give you good directions. Thank you. Please subscribe to our channel.